Oscar nominee Maggie Gyllenhaal is proving once again that she can do it all. She's out with a new gothic thriller, The Bride, that she wrote, produced, and directed. It's a reimagining of the classic Bride of Frankenstein, and it has a star-studded cast, including Jessie Buckley, Bale, and, of course, her brother, Jake Gyllenhaal. We spoke with Maggie, starting with a scene from the movie watch.
I am a monster.
Yeah. So am I.
I don't want to let you go.
I don't think that's my name anymore.
Find a new one. Let's start over.
Yeah, a new name.
Yes. Yes. Yes!
The Bride.
I love it.
Maggie Gyllenhaal is here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, my gosh. This film is a tour de force. It's the only way I can describe it. And critics are saying it's one of the most daring and original films of the year. I have to ask, of course, what inspired you to reimagine this classic story?
Well, I don't know how recently you've seen it, but, you know, the original...
Last night.
no, but the original...
Oh, the Elsa Lancaster. So I grew up as a movie, film buff, like Universal Monsters nerd.
Yeah.
So
you know it.
Yeah, I know.
So you know then that the bride, is in that movie for 2 minutes.
Right, at the end, basically.
And doesn't speak one word.
She just screams in horror.
And she's amazing. I mean, she's formidable, right? She makes it very clear how she feels. But when I finished watching that movie, I thought, I want to know more about what's going on with her. You know, what's going on in her mind after having been dug up from the ground to marry someone who she doesn't recognize and, in fact, who she's never met.
Right.
I felt curious and I wanted to think about it.
Well, that's the beauty of this film, right? Which is that in the book itself, the bride is an idea, but in this film, you imagine that she lives. So what interested you in expanding the idea of how her life would be if she had lived?
Well, I think it was an open canvas, you know? It was a place where I could contain some of the things that were on my mind. And, you know, the things that were on my mind at the time when I started to think about it, I mean, there were lots of them. but one of them is this idea that, I believe that there are aspects inside of each and every one of us that is monstrous. And you can spend your life running from that, or you can turn around and you can shake hands with your monster. And so this movie is about that. That's when things, in my experience, start to get really interesting.
Yeah.
And so this is a celebration, I think, of the ways in which all the parts of us that don't fit into the box that we're told we're supposed to get to finally break out.
Let's talk about Jessie Buckley. I mean, I'm a huge Bale fan, and I'm also a big Jessie Buckley fan, and I'm a fan of, Annette Bening. I mean, you have so many wonderful actors in this film.
Peter Sarsgaard,
Jake, your brother, who plays Ronnie Reed. But she gives a performance, I mean, she's going to be nominated for an Oscar. I have absolutely no doubt. You worked with her before in The Lost Daughter.
Yeah.
Was there ever any other choice for her to play Ida?
You know, when I was writing, I really tried to have no one in mind.
Is that right?
Well, just because I didn't want it to limit at all who the character could be.
That's so funny, Maggie, because I often hear for writers and directors that when you start to sit down with the screenplay...
Actors come to mind.
Right.
It's true, but I just tried to push them out, so that it could be anyone. But the truth is Jessie did keep coming to mind. And I waited until I was absolutely sure that I had completed it. And then I let myself imagine anyone at all. And the truth is I can't imagine anyone else. And I couldn't then either. So I just went to her.
Oh, my gosh, I love that. How do you give notes to a Bale or any actor, but especially one like Christian, who's been performing and acting since he was 10 years old, Empire of the Sun? How do you approach giving notes to an actor who's so respected and who just knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, I think most actors, having been an actor myself for so long, are looking for freedom, looking for permission to let anything happen, and are looking to be pushed, are looking to be stretched. And you have to figure out for each actor, what is the language to speak to them in? And it's different for everyone. It just so happens that Jessie Buckley, I speak to her in the language I speak to myself in. That's not true for almost anybody else. But Christian, it's funny. I used to sometimes, usually I whisper to actors, just go up and whisper little things in their ears. Yeah, because it's not for everyone to know what we're thinking about. But sometimes with Jessie, I would just yell things out at her because we know each other so well. I'd be like, go back to the beginning and this, And I never did it to Christian. And one day, I would always just go whisper to him and let him finish the scene. One day, Christian came up to me. No, he didn't even come up. He sort of sat in front of everyone. He was like, hey, Maggie, will you yell at me too? And so, I did. So sometimes, I think usually it's best to wait until the end of the scene and have a little private interaction with each actor. But sometimes you're in the middle of something and you just gotta jump in and re-shift things, throw some fire at it,
This is an incredible film. Thank you for sharing it with us. I have no doubt this film is going to win many, many awards because it is really a remarkable effort. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.